let's go live to Mark Grandy with this Giants roster and lineup note. Hi, Mark.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, we got a couple notes here from the Giants. First of all, Michael Conforto, after finishing up his rehab assignment with the River Cats in Sacramento, he has been activated. Blake Snell is the corresponding move. He is now on the IL after he suffered that groin injury yesterday that had him leave just before he got that final out of the fifth inning that you were hanging on for Willard. But
yes.
So Snell's on the IL. Michael Conforto is back, and we do have a lineup. Conforto is in the lineup. He's playing left field. He is batting cleanup. Brett Wisely is leading off. Patrick Bailey in the 2-hole. Matt Chapman hitting third. Then there's Conforto, followed by Ramos, Soler, and Yastrzemski. Schmidt playing shortstop, batting eighth, and Trenton Brooks rounding out the order, playing first base.
Yes, and on the mound tonight, opener night, Eric Miller to start, and Spencer Howard, the bulk inning role.
Okay.
After that.
And you said Wisely's leading off?
Wisely is leading off.
So that becomes their 9th.
I thought you said 11.
Well, they had other guys had not started the game at leadoff. They'd pinch hit and gone into the one hole.
I see.
So it's been Jung-Hoo Lee 31 times, then Matos, then Slates,
sure.
Then Soler, Yaz, Elliott, Ramos, Lamont Wade, and Tyro each one time apiece. And now Brett Wisely, the new punchy little leadoff hitter. There you go.
Yeah, the other note is that Tyro, not on the IL, but still out dealing with that thumb sprain.
Yep.
He
Yep.
slid into the base and hurt his thumb.
And I wonder what the next move is, because Keaton Wynn is expected to be reactivated in the next couple of days.
No, that's probably a Spencer Howard or something like that.
Right.
Most likely.
And I know that Blake Sables has started playing first base down in AAA, so he might be the future left-hand hitting first baseman. Right? Until Lamont Wade comes back.
We'll see.
This is all, it all feels very patchworky right now.
It all feels very familiar is how it feels.
Yeah.
And that's what's such a bummer, because I don't think that was the intent this time. But yes, we've arrived to the same place where we've been in the past, where there's 100 different leadoff hitters in 162 games. There's a revolving door at 5 of the 9 positions, and you're just trying to keep it together. And by the way, they probably will. I still hold them to the exact same standard. The Giants, if you look at the National League, and this is a lucky break for them, it's awful. They should be a wild card team.
That's awful.
No, which is not awesome. Yeah, they should still make a wild card. And will they be able to throw a healthy Snell and Robbie Ray and Logan Webb and throw all this at you in the playoffs and grab a series or whatever? Who knows? It is baseball. I don't flick off the idea of anyone, if you're in the playoffs, getting on a run and rolling there. So that is all still on the table. For me, this is so much more just about the experience we're all having. Like, that was awful this weekend. I mean, can you imagine, anybody who's been here for a second, imagine that ballpark ever looking like that? I haven't
seen it. Not since the Dodger series have I seen that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's been days.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
No, you're right.
Go back 10 years ago and tell me that ballpark would ever look like this. There's always been one-offs. When the Dodgers come, or the Cubs come even, or even to a degree the Mets, or certainly when they had the Bay Bridge games and the A's were here, it's a different vibe and a different crowd, and that's fine. Like, road fans in stadiums is a thing.
Right.
My gosh, our 49ers take over everywhere they go. So it's not this huge, but I never thought that from a vibe standpoint, it would be so overwhelming as it is now. And I'm not mad, like I've heard people be getting all mad at the fans, like, don't sell your tickets on the second day. Stop.
Right.
You do whatever the hell you want. You can do whatever you want. But I never thought the energy would look like this. And that's not on the fan. It's not on the fan. Like, you got to have people that get you up out of your seat. You got to have people where you're like, I can't wait to watch this guy hit the ball. And so maybe this isn't all that thoughtful of a response, but come hell or high water, free agency, draft, trades, stealing people.
All of the above, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Hold people hostage.
Kidnapping?
You've got to get better players. You just got to get better players. Where are the players? Why is this so hard? That's the job.
Yeah.
You've got to find a way to get better players. And at a certain point, the Giants are very much feeling like they're crying wolf because they're becoming one of those organizations that's always telling people the guy you're waiting for is about to be here. We're going to sign him in free agency. Oh, we missed him.
Second place.
Or we're going to get the next guy. Oh, we missed him. Well, wait a minute. We got this guy coming up on the farm.
Juan Soto, Mark.
Wait till you see this Casey Schmidt guy. Look what he hit a home run in his first game, and wow! And then it's a house of cards. It's a house of cards. We did this with Matos 2 weeks ago. I don't think he's gotten a hit since.
Been a struggle. Been a little bit of a scuffle, but
gotta get some players.
Yeah,
gotta find a way.
And
to
like
players.
you said, by hook or by crook. So you have to do it in one of those 4 ways. Or here's an idea: do it all 4 ways. Draft a kid who is an eventual slugger, and trade for a guy who already is a slugger, and then sign a guy who's a free agent who is already a slugger. And miss me with the whole ballpark thing, because the Yankees didn't make that ballpark look anything other than a ballpark where you could hit home runs.
Well,
and I know
guys.
you've got, right, those guys.
Those guys.
What if you had one of those guys? I'm not saying you have all those guys, because they have all those guys.
Right, that's what everyone's waiting for.
But what if you had one of those guys, like a guy like Soto or a guy like Judge, a guy who you could say, you know what, this guy's 35 or 40 home runs a year, and you've got a team full of 14 to 19 home run a year guys, and it's not because of the ballpark. It's just not. Well, now, the ballpark's a small part of it.
No, it is because it is the ballpark.
It's because your hitters aren't good.
There are, like I said, there are about, I don't know, I'd have to look at the whole thing to really, really dive in. But yeah, there's about 7 or 8 players in the game who are like above that ballpark as far as like the way they hit the ball. Harper, Ohtani, Judge, Soto, for sure. And these are like slugger types. Like there's even great players who I
Betts.
don't. Well, but Betts, yeah, that's not like he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but not like that. Not like that. There's those guys that are like, they look like statues when they walk into the room. There's just not a lot of them out there. The Giants have tried to sign half of them within the last 7 years.
Right.
They haven't gotten any of them. So, yeah, you have to get, and if you're going to do that, then you've got to fill out the roster a different way. If you're not going to be able to get an Aaron Judge, if you don't get a Bryce Harper, then you've got to fill out the roster a different way, and they have not cracked that code.
Well, they tried this year, but you signed a Cy Young award-winning pitcher whose ERA is hovering around 10, and he can't stay healthy, and you signed a designated hitter that you thought was maybe not a big bopper, but at least a bopper, and he's been unable to bop, and you signed a third baseman who's been more cold than hot in his hot and cold year. He's a great glove over at third base, but he hasn't lived up to billing. And you signed a center fielder who is damn exciting, but now he's out for the year.
Yep.
So you tried. Nice try, don't cry, as I used to tell my kindergartners when I was a PE teacher back in the 90s. Nice try, don't cry when you failed, but you're going to have to try again. And if you're Farhan Zaidi, you're running out of cracks at it.
How does this one make you feel? Michael K., David Cohn on the Yes Network.
Giant fans upset that he didn't sign with the Giants when he was a free agent.
They're just jealous, Michael. He's a New York Yankee, and he's doing great things.
Well, he's certainly giving them a snapshot of what they missed. They could see this 81 times a year.
Yeah. That's David Cohn, Yes Network, who jumps in and goes, they're just jealous. And here's the thing and I can just encapsulate the whole weekend by saying this. He's absolutely right. And that sucks. And I cannot tell you how hard it is for me to admit that, because it is an emotion that I've promised myself I just flat out wouldn't feel in this life.
Yeah.
And this is only sports, so we'll allow it in here.
Right.
I spend 0% of all of my days feeling jealous about anyone else. I am too thankful, have too much gratitude for any of that. But
I will back you up on that, because you don't give off any feeling ever in our conversations on or off the air about why don't I, or what if I, or how come I can't.
I'm happy for people if they've got you right. If like somebody called me over to their house and be like, you got to look at the brand new 5 bedrooms we just put on the new. Like, great, show it to me. We just put in a pool. Let's go swimming. Like, great. That's amazing. I don't have that in me, but good Lord, I do in sports.
Yeah.
You
got Slugger envy.
That was awful. It was awful. The Giants spend what feels like 45 minutes trying to figure out how to get a run. This is what the games feel like.
It takes 3 hits and
this
an
guy
error.
got a base hit, and then that guy got hit on the foot by a ball.
Right.
And then the shortstop threw the ball in a weird spot.
Oh, my God.
And then there was a dying flare out to right, and then we ran really hard, and we got a run. Woo! And then you go to the next half.
You sound like a soccer fan right now.
And then the Yankees walk up, and they're just like, boop, bop, beep, pow. 3-1, you're losing. You're like, what's going to take us an hour and a half to come back?
Totally.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to need 2 singles, a ground ball to the right side, and a sac fly.
And that's why yesterday was so awful.
The worst.
Because they came back, your starting pitcher Star got hurt. They came back to tie the game, and then Elliot Ramos did the damn thing. And I was like, oh my God, a 2-out hit at the right time? What are we doing? This is incredible. Well, here comes big bad Camilo Doval. Thankfully, the Giants are going to salvage one. 14 seconds later, it was 21-5.
Dude.
Balls are floating in the bay. The stadium's got a party going on. I'm like, it's head spinning.
In that 9th inning, 6 batters into the inning, which included a walk,
Yep.
they hit for the cycle. Single, double, triple home run in the first 6 batters of the inning.
You were there, right?
Yeah.
You were
That's
there
the
for that.
thing. That triples alley.
Well,
There are certain balls when they hit the right spot, it looks like Little League. Like watching Matos run backwards, like with his back to the infield and chasing a ball.
Are you talking about the triple or the ground rule double?
I'm talking about the triple, and it's just rolling out to Triple's alley like it looked like kids playing in the park.
Where someone felt hit like it too far. Took a bad route, but then again, I watched it a couple more times, and that thing was just scalded in the perfect spot.
And they're just running after it. Like, seriously, looked like kids at the park.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and my God, he's never going to get to it.
That ground rule double was weird because it was like my drive inside out, left to right, and then it bounces and then hits the wall and then goes over the side fence, and both outfielders are like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God it's out of play.
They're like, make it stop.
Please.